Hello there folks, welcome back here to RJBTV, where we're gonna go into game number 3 between Mong and Leebokgu. Mong so far won both of the first two matches, and he really showed Leebokgu that he is by no means in any way whatsoever, shape or form to ever be even remotely underestimated by anyone ever, because Mong displayed two insanely high-level, almost perfect games. I don't think it gets much better than what we saw in the previous two games from Mong. But Leebokgu, when Leebokgu gets going, when Leebokgu finds the zone, he himself is also almost unbeatable. In the comments of the previous video, someone asked me where would I rank Leebokgu in the all-time list of best fastest map players. And I'll have to admit, Leebokgu is a tough case, a tough individual, a tough player to rank. Because sometimes Leebokgu looks almost unbeatable. He has played is Protoss versus Protoss, for example, is really good. I think it is arguably his very best matchup, Protoss against Protoss. Like, he's almost on the level of Brain in Protoss against Protoss. And Brain is, well, I think pretty much everyone agrees that Brain is the very best, fastest map Protoss against Protoss player. Even on the normal maps, Brain is one of the very best Protoss against Protoss players. I've seen a replay, I've seen a video of Brain beating Bisu in Protoss against Protoss. And Bisu is thought to be and considered to be the best Protoss of all time, and one of the very best Protoss against Protoss players of all time. So that goes to show Brain really is great at Protoss against Protoss, and Leebokgu is almost on that level on fastest map, which says a lot about his skills of Protoss. But, he isn't very consistent. He's kind of not very flexible. As we saw in the previous game, where he played Protoss against Terran against Mong, he kind of tried to do the exact same thing over and over and over and over again, even though Mong already had a perfect defense against what Leebokgu was doing. But Leebokgu is kind of the person who will keep on trying to do the same thing and adapt a little bit slowly if things aren't exactly working out. Whereas a player like Mong, for example, Mong reads the game and adapts instantly. Like, I would rank Mong in my top 5 all-time best fastest map players, and for Terran, he is the #1 Terran player, in my opinion, on fastest map history. The #1 Terran. He's better than Flash on fastest map, in my opinion. And Flash has played a lot of fastest in 2018 and 2019. So they do have about similar amounts of experience. That aside there, though, we've got some action going on with both players going for early command centers. Well, Mong goes triple barracks, a couple Marines, into a second command center, whereas Leebokgu goes for Nexus into gateways, into a choke, into cyber core. He's going for Dragoon range. He's going to try to maybe try and counter-attack on Mong. With Mong, he's only one cannon in the front, going to break through. Leebokgu made a mistake. Mong understood the mistake immediately, and immediately, without hesitation, goes for the attack to punish Leebokgu for his mistakes. This is going to hurt Leebokgu immensely. He's got a 1 Dragoon. Boomer on the way. He's going to take some damage. He's forced to pull probes after minerals, and Mong is target firing the probes, which now means 4 probes dead and gone, and he's going to lose a couple more. The Dragoon being pushed in the corner. There's a lot of Marines here on the scene. These Dragoons cannot kill those Marines in any way, shape, or form. He's going to have to use his probes to kill the Marines, but the probes are dying as well. This is disaster for Leebokgu. Leebokgu tried to get away with 1 cannon in the choke, took way too much risk, and Mong is just destroying him for it. This is the ultimate punishment. And there's still no cannon in the front. 4 Dragoons are spawning though, and Mong is not really going all in, because he went for the 1 command center add-on. Like, he went for the 1 command center before he decided to go for the academy. we couldn't get medics and marines stim in time to really capitalize more on this abuse and harassment. But he's done a lot of damage. He killed 6, 7, 8 probes, maybe even 9. The damage has been done. Now all Mong has to do is sit back, kick back, grow bigger and stronger faster than Leebokgu can grow strong and big. It is now a race against the clock, not for Mong, but for Leebokgu. And as a Protoss, you never want to be the person racing against the clock. It should always be the Terran who is racing against the clock to catch up with the Protoss, but this time around, it's the other way around. The script has been flipped. 3 Marines that are going to walk through that choke there before the cannon finishes up. Mong is multitasking like a monster. Micron here back at home while attacking there in the front here with those Marines walking right through straight towards the probes. The probes are once again in danger of getting attacked. He's pushing back the Dragoons there though. And now he's on top of the probes. More probes going to go down. Probes are getting unstacked. Only killed 3 of them. Might kill 2 more, maybe even 3 more. Oh, the Dragoons are distracting him. But he did what he wanted to do. 3 Marines disrupting the economy once again. Leebokgu is not enjoying this. Range on the way there for the Marines. He's pushing the Dragoons backwards very aggressively and proactively because he has to buy time for Marine range to finish, and he cannot afford to lose those bunkers. So Leebokgu, despite taking a lot of economic damage, is managing to keep Mong's army count, army size very small with this Dragoon switch-up. Now imagine if this Dragoon switch-up was not disrupted by all the probes that he lost. Imagine if that didn't happen. That's what I meant with Leebokgu. Leebokgu is not consistent, but he's really, really good. But he makes mistakes, and the mistakes do cost him the games. But if he didn't make those mistakes, oh boy, he would be in the top 10 or maybe even the top 5 of all-time best fast map players if all he could do was just be consistent. All he could do was just be more consistent. Because he's got the skills, but maybe just not the mental consistency to always perform at his best. Where Mong seemingly almost always performs at almost his best. Almost always at his best. He does make mistakes here and there, but he's always very solid and consistent. And it shows in every single game he plays. So yeah, we've got Robo there on the way in the front. 1 Robo finished up, Reaver on the way, got Zealot there on the scene. No Citadel of Adun yet. He did go for a support bait pretty early on, as a 3rd next to trying to recover from all that economic abuse he's been taking. But likewise, 3rd Commencer there on the way for Mong, so Mong is not planning on falling behind on the economy. Currently the supply spaces are about the same. There's double factory there for Mong, getting a 3rd one, starport finished up, no science facility on the way yet, going for... I wanted to say going for 5 barracks, but he's lifting up 2 of them, didn't even produce a single Marine from either of those 2 barracks, is just going to lift them up, get vision on the high ground, because he scanned Leebokgu's base, and with the information he got from Leebokgu's base, he realized that he doesn't really need those 2 extra barracks, because Leebokgu is switching over from a ground army into a drop strategy, which is what Leebokgu is best at, but also the one strategy he gets stuck in the most. If his drops don't work, he's gonna keep on dropping non-stop with all his focus and not really do much else, and that's his main weakness. His main weakness is not switching over into other methods of attack except dropping. But drops usually from Leebokgu are really, really strong. So is this gonna do the trick? Got 2 more shuttles that are on the way. We have a dropship on the way there from Mong. Might go for a tank drop. Already putting tanks on the high ground to secure the perimeter around his base. Very smart move there. Picks up 2 tanks. Gonna fly that one in for the tank drop. He's gonna go for the tank drop. What does Leebokgu have here back at home to defend himself? He's got 1 cannon all the way on the left. Nothing on the right. Shuttles are leaving the base. Going for a drop. He literally has nothing to defend against a tank drop. And it's coming in here. It's a double tank drop. It's a double tank drop. It's going to come right in. He's got 74 probes at the moment. Mong might defend against the drop coming for him first. He saw the shuttles. He knows they're coming in. Flies in over the top left corner. Unloads it on the top left corner. And while Mong's defending, he goes for the tank drop. It's multitasking, baby. It's multitasking. Arrives on the scene, gonna shoot in those probes and kill all the probes. 56 kills, only 17 left alive. Absolutely brutal stuff. And he can do nothing against this. He's here inside of Mong's base, pushing forward, killing the corner. But his own base is already dead and gone, forsaken. It has been killed. He's got no economy. And the probes are all dying to the tanks. And Leebokgu leaves the game as he realizes that he's got no probes left, no money left. The game was a dud for Leebokgu, and Mong just destroyed him with superior play on all fronts at every single point in the game. So let's update the score real quick. We've got 3 wins there for Mong, absolutely dominating the competition so far. He wins a TVP yet again. Really brutal gameplay. Makes Leebokgu look easy to beat, which he isn't. He is not easy to beat. Definitely is not easy to beat. I've seen really good players lose against Leebokgu, but Mong is making it look easy. Not sure how he does it, but I guess he's just that good. And he can get away with murder that easily. Barely an inconvenience. Super easy. Well, not to discredit Leebokgu, of course, not to discredit Mong either. Mong is trying really hard. But when everything works out exactly as planned, it can look easy. It isn't easy, it takes a lot of skill to do it, but you can make it look a little bit easy. So Mong here once again on the top left of the map, bottom middle, it's Leebokgu on the red Protoss. How is this one going to play out? We're back on Terran against Protoss. So Leebokgu has played Protoss once, and since then it's all Terran for Mong, all Protoss for Leebokgu. So yeah, to continue the discussion of where would I rank Leebokgu, I'd say maybe on the 9th best or 8th best of all time. Because when he's playing at his best, he can beat anyone. But most of the times he isn't playing at his best, so it's a little bit difficult to determine his skill level. Also, not everyone is equally as good in every single race. So his Protoss against Protoss, really strong. Protoss against Terran, usually also really strong. His Protoss against Zerg, almost unmatched. He actually has probably a top 3 Protoss against Zerg. It is really, really good. His Terran against Protoss is good, his Terran against Zerg is good, and all of his Zerg matchups though, as Zerg against Protoss and Zerg against Terran, are all a little bit below level, I'd say. Below the level of his other races. And that's largely because he does have the skill to play really good Zerg against Terran or Zerg against Protoss. It's more that he does not believe in Zerg. And that is a weakness of mentality. It is a weakness of mentality. He lets Zerg, the weakness of Zerg, get to him. And that is a weakness of mentality. I think if Leebokgu believed more in his own Zerg skill, he would have a way better Zerg. But he just does not believe. Once again, one cannon in the front. Mong aggressively scouting with the Marines. He went for 8 barracks, 9 supply, 2 more barracks, and then more supply depots. It allows for him to rush pretty early on. It allows for him to exert some pressure on the Protoss before the Protoss can put any pressure on him, the Terran. This time around, 1 gateway there for Leebokgu. Not going for gateway number 2. Got a Cybercore coming out earlier than before. And still only has 1 cannon in the choke. Last game, that did not work out too well, so let's hope he learned his lesson, or if he's stubbornly going for 1 cannon yet again. Bro, moving to the front, cannon number 2 on the way. So yes, he's taking some safety precautions that cost him the game last time. He does not want to lose the same way again. Mong is going to try to win the same way again because he's already moving out with some Marines to kill the cannon there in the front. Is this cannon number 2 going to finish up in time? Zealot there on the middle walks right past. Mong ignores the Zealot. He just wants to kill that cannon. Although, if that Zealot is going to flank from behind, he's going to have to take care of that Zealot. Goes in once again. Exact same move as last time, but this time around, cannon number 2 finishes just in time. If the cannon hadn't finished in time, Mong would have pushed onward and broken through again, but the cannon was exactly on time. Which means Mong is not going to get himself the exact same advantage as last time. He's going to have to work on equal footing, instead of having an economic advantage right from the start. Leebokgu this time around is in the clear. This time around, Leebokgu can actually do the build order he wants to. And let's hope that Leebokgu is going to have some great success. Let's hope Leebokgu is going to succeed with his build order this time around. Because in not even a single game so far, he has not been able to display his skills. Sometimes you just don't get the opportunity, the chance to really show off what you've got. Show us what you've got, Leebokgu. I believe in you. I've got you ranked pretty high on my tier list. So please prove me right. Okay. So Mong there just gonna build up slowly. He knows that Leebokgu does not have any offensive ability just yet, or at least not until 5 minutes and 30 seconds, or not at least until 6 minutes and 15 seconds. He's going for a really fast shuttle reaver though. He only went for a single robo. Single robo might mean he gets his reaver faster than usually, because usually the reaver finishes at 6:15. I think this reaver is going to finish at 6:40, or maybe even 6:35. Dark Templar also spawning already. Mong going on the attack. He's aggressive. What is he doing? He smells blood in the air. He feels victory. He can taste it on the tip of his tongue. But he scans the choke and sees that there's already a shuttle, which means a reaver should be coming out soon. There's also Dark Templar inside the shuttle, so Mong wisely adapts to the situation, returns back home, and he's switching over into defensive mode. He missed the opportunity to break that choke with the Marine Stim Medic. Now changing his plan. Let's go for drops instead. Shuttle speed almost finished up there for Leebokgu. Got Storm on the way as well, and 3 more Dark Templars. We're gonna see some Dark Templar trickery, some Dark Templar shenanigans coming out from Leebokgu. Mong is building turrets there on the side. Shuttle there gonna kill the turret. It's gonna try to kill the turret. It's 1 Scarab. It's number 2. Dark Templar. Oh, Dark Templar. This is what I mean. Sometimes Leebokgu plays really good, and this so far is looking really good. That Dark Templar unload, save the shuttle, save the reaver, force the Marines back. Really quick little micro movements there, and it's working out well so far. It's a double drop attempt. There's some turrets on the right, some turrets on the bottom, but the shuttle should be able to make its way through, as there's only 1 single turret firing. All the Marines are in the front, the reavers are unloading, going all the way through to the end. More Dark Templars unloading there as well. SCVs running away to safety, but he realized that the Reaver cannot get closer. But the Dark Templars are right here in the middle of the base, and the Reaver there on the side, crawling forward towards those SCVs while the Dark Templars are distracting him. Templar there on the scene as well. Templar Storm from the Marines dodging the storm. Oh, he gets a shot off on the SCVs, and he loses about 10, and is going to lose even more because the Scarabs are going to explode right on those SCVs. The Reaver goes down just in time there, though, before absolute disaster occurs. He killed most of the Dark Templars. There's still 1 Dark Templar there on the bottom corner. Gonna kill that turret. Gonna escape from the detection range of that turret. There's no turrets in the back. There's a scan in the back. He's got energy for the scan. Scans the Dark Templar. Close call. And this is what I mean. This is Leebokgu playing really good. But the raids there in between on the pathway that the shuttle was taking takes down the shuttle. Raids wind up making sure that drop number 3 does not connect with anything at all. And that is gonna buy Mong some time to recover from losing about 15, maybe even 20 SCVs in total. He took some damage right there. He got dealt the pain. Leebokgu is officially on fire, officially finally getting results. And Mong is forced on the hind foot, forced back into the corner, forced to defend himself with his back against the ropes, and Leebokgu is punching in full force with another 2-tap double combo. It's going to be a 1-2. 1 drop from the bottom, 1 drop from the right. And inside this shuttle he's got 1 Templar, and the other one he's got 4 Templars, 1 Zealot. It's gonna come in from both directions at the same time. Mong is focusing on the drop from the right. He's ignoring the drop on the bottom. He's going to try to snipe both of them at the same time, but it might be a little bit too difficult. The SCVs are running away to safety, but there's 4 Templars on the scene. Storms once, storms twice, storms thrice! And kills almost 20 SCVs in total. Mong is hurting really bad. How is Leebokgu going to finish this game? Because the game is definitely in his favor with a supply lead of double and a worker lead of 4 times more than what Mong has at the moment. 66 workers against 17. Things are looking grim for Mong, and Leebokgu is allowed to finally perform at his best, and that is doing drops non-stop from all directions, well executed, well microed, and well placed, well timed. This drop here though, not doing a whole lot, but it's mostly intended to soften up the sides and force Mong to put his actions into controlling raids and marines, instead of using his actions into recovering his economy and rebuilding what he's lost. Well, the shuttle dropper on the side as if he spots it out. Shuttle escaping because the raids are on the way to hunt it down, waiting for the shuttle to arrive. Scanned the choke there. Didn't see anything in particular. We got some courses here on the bottom left. 4 courses, 1 shuttle going right in. Let's track it down into the base. Unloads there. Wraith kills the shuttle with 1 shot. That's what 8 raids can do. So Mong buys himself a little bit of time to recover. But of course, we've got Leebokgu here not planning on giving him much time to recover, because that is what Leebokgu specializes at. He's got 4 robos, non-stop producing shuttles, non-stop loading up, non-stop sending, 70 probes, 10 minutes in, 160 supply. Leebokgu is in tip-top shape. Oh, something is happening there. I think it was killing the Corsair. He's going to rely on the Wraiths. He's an expert at Wraith shuttle hunting. His Wraith control is the best on fastest map. I don't think there's anyone else in fastest map who's better Wraith control than Mong. It is exceptional to behold and watch. Got 4 shuttles, triple Corsair, and a frontal attack happening as well. About 11 Zealots going to try to break through you in the front while he's dropping from the top right. It's Reavers, Templars, and Zealots are on the top corner. Shuttles all getting taken down there by the Raids. He was forced to unload on the top corner because of the Raids, and the Raids are killing the Reavers pretty damn fucking fast. They all do go down, but he's going to try to take down as much as he can, but he doesn't kill that much, to be honest. He does stop construction of a supply depot. He killed 2 turrets and killed 2 tanks and submarines. The front got successfully defended as well, did lose 2 supply depots and did take some damage on the bunkers, but he can recover that quite easily. Ooh, Corsairs are hunting for the Raids, but the Raids are hunting for the shuttles. And he's going to try to kill all the shuttles to stop the drop entirely. Keeping his Raids in a pretty good position, he scanned ahead, finds a pretty good spot to kill the shuttles from. The Corsairs are away from home. Kills all the shuttles. Beautiful control. Loses 2 of his Raids. The Corsairs were here on the other side. They were hunting inside of Mong's base for the Raids, but the Raids were not even at home. So Mong there scanned non-stop, saw the Corsairs leave, and once the Corsairs are leaving, he knows that he can go in and kill the shuttles without losing his Raids. So that was huge. That was huge. Because Leebokgu was preparing a really big drop. He had 8 shuttles or 7 shuttles in total, and all of them got killed. It's going to take a long time to rebuild all those shuttles, and it's going to give Mong a lot of time to work on recovering. He's been recovering quite well. He's being aggressive yet again, using his cloak to hunt down the Corsairs this time around, but the Corsairs do return back home. Now we've got an observer on the map as well to protect the cloaked Raids. So Leebokgu is adapting and adjusting really quick. Leebokgu is playing fine, he's playing great, but Mong shifting gears into maximum throttle. I mean, his Raids are just hunting like madman. Nothing is gonna slip past those Raids. At least, that's what I'm saying. But I might have just jinxed it, because this is a big drop. A lot of Corsairs and an Observer in the back as well, although the Observer's a little bit slow. Corsairs hunting for the Raids. Raids trying to kill the shuttles. Shuttles are unloading right next to the SCVs. SCVs are not running away there, though. Temple's on the scene as well. SCVs running back and forth. Marines coming from the side. Storms on the SCVs. Does a double storm. Kills most of the SCVs. He went down from 54 down to 33. So it's 21 dead and gone SCVs. 12 and 1. Actually killed 13. So maybe I overestimated the amount a little bit. But 13 kills is still a lot of kills. Also killed most of the raids. Only 2 raids left alive. Well, 3 of them. But Leebokgu is getting major results. There's a 100 supply difference. He is gaining ground. A lot of ground. But Mong, not dead yet. I think a mass frontal attack would end the game here though, but this is what I meant with Leebokgu kind of sticking to shuttle drops and not really mixing things up with big mass frontal attacks, which I think could in some situations just straight up end the game. Drop unloads. Marines are dodging the storm. Wow, great dodge. Still kills 4. And they're going to kill everything here on the top corner. Marines coming in with their stim. They're on level 0-1 upgrades. He's not getting level 2 attack. Most of the time I see Mong go for level 2 attack. This time around he's not getting level 2 attack. Got a proxy base here coming up from Leebokgu. Another drop already leaving as the last drop just got killed. And Mong here is doing something really annoying for Leebokgu, and that is getting vision all over the place. But Leebokgu very quickly unloads Zelda to kill that. Shut it down. Got a couple of raids back in the air and Marines as well. Starts going in. Starts target firing the shuttles and kills almost all the shuttles. The Templars got killed. So Mong there with... That was really good target firing on the shuttles. So yeah, Mong once again buys himself a little bit more time by preventing damage to crucial infrastructure. Zealots are taking down the sides because those SCVs with turrets, they are annoying. But Mong doesn't care, he's just going to build a couple more. That's what Mong does. He's always one step ahead of you. Not sure how he's still alive here though. Well, maybe I do know. It's kind of because Leebokgu is not going for a mass attack. He's switching over into carriers though, which is a great choice. This drop does need some Corsairs. A little bit greedy by not using Corsairs to assist this one in. Maybe he's going to unload on the corner of Mong's base. Mong already moving forward. Knows that there's no Corsairs there alongside the shuttles. There's an observer there for Leebokgu, which would have been useful if there were Corsairs. But there are no Corsairs. He's scanning the map, hunting for the shuttles, but can't exactly find them. You can see all the spots he scanned. He was looking for the shuttles, can't find them. So he returns back home. Mong's still only on 2 factories, only 2 starports and 3 barracks, but he's still alive. 48 SCVs at the moment, a lot of turrets on the side. I think he's got level 1-1 for the tanks soon finishing up. Marine's still on 0-1, whereas Leebokgu is currently on 0-1-0. His upgrades are pretty damn bad, honestly. He's going for air upgrades though, and they are on 1-1-1, which is pretty good. Soon to be on 2-2-2. But it does mean that he isn't planning on switching to a ground army at any point soon. Or at least he won't really be able to, because a ground army without upgrades is not that strong against the Protoss. Unloads on the corner, the raid dance of the century once again happening. Beautiful raid control. It really is just raid control on another level. A whole another level. He's raising the bar for everyone. So 4 armories now on the scene. Level 1-1 for the tanks is finished up. Level 1 attack for air also on the way. Maybe level 1 attack for air already... Nope, it did not finish up. So yeah, Mong is recovering, and Leebokgu being stuck in his drop mindset hasn't managed to do anything to Mong for the past 3 minutes. And as you can see, Mong back on 63 SCVs, which is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal because this is the point where Mong's economy is healthy. It's healthy and strong and resilient. His minerals and gas are still a little bit low, but that's only because he's spending his minerals really fast. Really fast. Shuttles there coming from the right side. Raids coming to intercept. This drop not going to do anything at all. Easily taken out. Dodges the storm. Got cannons being built there on 9 o'clock. Mong is switching over into the Valkyries. The raids are going to be phased out at some point. Marines are entering the middle to stop construction of cannons. The proxy gateway base hasn't really been used that much. Leebokgu is still switching over into carriers. He's got a lot of carriers here though. 10 of them already finished up and 4 more on the way. 2 Dark Archons here for potential mind control. Marines against storms. Marines kind of do lose the fight except one lonely Marine and a medic. Both make it through. Oh, romance is blooming. Marine and medic on the scene. Last 2 survivors. This is like a movie scene. Drop comes in. Drop does nothing. Probably empty shuttles. Carrier's coming across there though. He's throwing away more shuttles. He's throwing away more shuttles. He just wants to get more carriers. And he's getting stasis for Arbiter. So Arbiter's going to come out as well very soon. Maybe already finished an Arbiter. I don't see an Arbiter there though. So here comes the attack from the bottom side. Mong has completely recovered his base, his economy, his army. He's in a healthy state. Leebokgu missed the opportunity to kill Mong. And now he's going to have to fight and try to break through a Mong that is fully operational. Valkyries, got raids, got some upgrades as well. I think we might see some fleet beacons, shield batteries coming down here on the left side actually. This is the left side. Mong almost maxed out. 4 armories all researching. The upgrades almost on 2-2 there for the tanks. The carriers are on 2-2, soon to be on 3-3. Still no gateway unit upgrades, but he's getting level 1 attack for ground, so he's going to slowly work on those ground upgrades. Too many turrets there, way too many turrets. This is also what I like about Mong. Mong does not wait to completely finish his base. He's still building and constructing his base, but he's already feeling that he's got the opportunity to just break out, move into the middle, start pushing across the map to bring the heat to Leebokgu's front door. Leebokgu trying to do some damage on the side by peeling away at the outside layers, but that is not going to do too much. He really does need shield batteries. You can see that the shields have already lost some HP to the Valkyries just attacking the interceptors. A lot of tanks there entering the middle, pushing across at lightning speeds. Starts building turrets on the middle as well. That's a little bit dangerous because I do expect that we might see a mind-controlled SCV coming out very soon with all those SCVs on the middle, and that might hurt Mong in the long run. Ropes being thrown away. Leebokgu wants more supply space. Valkyries in the air attacking interceptors. Carriers pretty well spread out, just attack moving. No carrier micro is the best medicine against the Valkyrie attacks, because like when you're trying to Valkyrie micro, the interceptors always kind of do return to the carriers, and then the Valkyries do a lot of damage to the carriers as the interceptors pull the rockets from the Valkyries into the carrier bodies. And oh, Mong was a little bit too over-eager, going straight for the command center in the back. Valkyries are shooting on the carriers. Carriers are slowly losing HP, but not fast enough. Command center, they're under attack, gonna have to repair it very quick. The carriers are pretty damn strong. It's already gone. It's already gone. And now the Valkyries are attacking the carriers. Carriers are all stacked on top of each other, and they are going down. They are going down, slowly but surely. He's trying to kill the armories, kills 3 of them. Does not kill number 4, and that is huge, because now Mong can still produce Valkyries and Goliaths. Got more carriers on the way here in Leebokgu's base. Mong's economy has been dealt a huge blow. Kills the shuttle with a Dark Archon, but one more Dark Archon is alive there on the bottom left of 9 o'clock base. So the Shield battery proxy base that was under construction gets taken down. So Mong at least secures control over the left side of the map. Leebokgu trying to get control over the middle by building pylons for more cannons. He's just gonna build a lot of cannons on any little spot he can to just put as much real estate in between him and Mong. Mong's getting mass dropships here. Curious, mostly finished up. Course is on the way as well. Also getting reaver drops to sneak through while the fight is happening on the middle. Yeah, that choice from Leebokgu to kill the command center was a pretty big one. It was a pretty big one. He really chose a good opportunity. Oh, drop gets spotted out. Horses in the air. Horses getting attacked. Disruption web on the tanks. Cute. Buys him some time to prevent damage from those tanks being dealt on the Stargates. So that is something. Mong is getting control over the high ground. Stargates under attack, in danger, compromised, to put it short. Compromised Stargates. He does have Arbiters here on the scene. He's got about 11 carriers, I believe. 9, actually. It's 9. There's a drop coming in. Arrives on the scene, nothing in the back. Shooting on the SCVs. Killing the SCVs as well. Now going for the supply depot. He's going to try to kill as many as he can within as little of a time as he can. Though now they're just free firing. The left side of Mong, of Leebokgu's base, is getting taken down. Carriers and horses on the attack. Arbiter in the back. Ready to stop. Ready to put those Valkyries into space prison, but he actually only gets one Valkyrie. But the Valkyries nonetheless do still go down to the Corsair. So Leebokgu is on the pushback. Mong tried to go for a quick, strong counterattack from the hills, but the hills are getting cleared out. The hills soon will no longer have tanks. The hills no longer have eyes. So the world has been saved, or at least the base has been saved. A new wall has been built here for Mong in the front to make sure Zealots don't get in. He's rebuilding his air army, getting Valkyries, not really getting Goliaths at the moment. He's rebuilt 2 armories. His base is kind of a messy on the top. Big dropship army moving across. He found a good spot there for a dropship unload. He's gonna go for a dropship unload on those probes. Gonna try to kill the Nexus, try to return the favor. Flies into the gateways, unloads 3 units to kill this. Leebokgu is playing defensively at the moment because he knows a mass dropship is on the map, moving around, moving about, ready to kill. Unloads a couple more. Is he just gonna throw away the dropships? Looks like Mong changed his mind. He unloaded the dropships. Just wants to open up supply space. Both drops coming from the right and the bottom side both get shut down. The Leebokgu is kind of just sitting around, waiting for upgrades and units to finish up before he goes for the attack. But this is actually giving Mong a pretty good amount of time to stabilize. After losing his command center, he's stabilizing. And I'm not sure whether a stabilized Mong is that great for Leebokgu. Leebokgu 49 probes, so his army is big. Mong 71 SCVs, his army a little bit smaller, but pretty effective. But will it be enough? You got 14, 15, maybe 16 carriers coming across the map, going for the attack there on the front door. Mong is in trouble. He's got some Valkyries in the air. Valkyries are moving backwards though, because there's the danger of stasis. He's got a lot of Valkyries here. That is a lot of Valkyries. Dark Archon there. Did he get the recall? Did he get the recall? Did he get the recall? He did not get the recall because the SCV got killed by the tanks before the recall animation finished. Lots. Oh, double stasis on all the Valkyries. This spells trouble because now Leebokgu can gain a lot of ground in Mong's base while those Valkyries are stuck in the air. There's nothing he can do to defend. This is a nightmare scenario. He's got tanks, but tanks useless against the carriers. So the carriers going to push forward. Yes, they're going to push forward anytime now. He's killing as much as he can before the Valkyries return. So let's take out those turrets on the side with some cute carrier micro. Just get as much done as he possibly can before the Valkyries return to stop the carrier push. Archer in the back. Valkyries are out of prison. Now they're out of prison. They're hunting for the carriers. All the carriers are stacked on top of each other, and the Valkyries coming in. Kill the Arbiter. Another Stasis, but also gets his own carriers. But how many Valkyries are still up in the air? 12 of them. Carriers are getting destroyed. Oh mama. Oh mama. Look at the carriers getting taken out. A little bit slower than before because they're no longer all stacked on top of each other. They kind of split up. So they're having a little bit of an easier time surviving, but they are losing the fight here. The Valkyries are pretty strong, I must admit. And there's turrets killing interceptors as well, which is not helping Leebokgu all that much. There was a drop that came in at the same time. Killed half of Mong's workers. I missed the drop. I was too distracted by the carriers and the Valkyries, but a drop did happen. Mong is in trouble. He's on 35 SCVs with no main command center. His gas is low as well, but he's moving out for the attack because Leebokgu just lost all of his carriers, and it's going to take about a minute or so for those carriers to be back on the map, which means we've got 1 minute of time for Mong to push into Leebokgu's base. How far is he going to go? How far is Mong gonna go? He's already knocking on the front door. We've got 5 carriers finished up, some Zealots are in the mix as well, and a Dark Templar there on the scene. We've got detection with a vessel there in the air. One Arbiter there waiting for stasis on something. Mong is pushing forward. He does not care that his economy is small. He just knows that he has to go right now because the situation is dire and it's a race against the clock. He does need his Valkyries on the scene there though, and his EMPs on the Arbiter. Arbiter moving further to the back to prevent EMP, because his stasis is pretty damn necessary. Even more army coming from the base. Mong is playing on the smallest economy he possibly can. He's just gambling on having a huge army. A bigger army than Leebokgu. So both players have low amounts of workers. Valkyries still flying back and forth. Carriers are finishing up, rebuilding their interceptors. He's got 11. One more on the way. Reavers are in construction as well. Reaver spawns. Dark Temple there pushing forward but gets taken down because there's detection. Interceptors not really doing too much. Already in the back waiting for the Valkyries to arrive, but the Valkyries are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. The Goliaths might be enough. Or maybe they aren't. Yeah, the Goliaths are not going to be enough, so the Valkyries are coming from the back to the front. Leebokgu already used 1 stasis, got energy for a second one. Valkyries are in the back, shooting on the interceptors. Is Mong still going to win this? Is Mong still going to win this? He's looking awfully strong here. More Reavers have spawned. Reavers don't get to participate at all. Carriers returning to the backside. Stasis number 2 whiffed, or maybe he did an EMP on the Arbiter. So the Valkyries no longer in danger of getting stasis. They got free fire. Arbiter comes to the front. Ooh, he mind controls the vessel. That's a big one. That is a big one. Now Mong's gonna have to use scans for detection. Arbiter went down. Carrier's getting chased down. Taking heavy fire. All the shields are gone. All the shields are gone, folks. Tesla got killed. Mong is still gonna win the game. This is huge. I thought Leebokgu had it in the bag. But look at this. He's just pushing. Terran is so damn strong. in the hands of a master. Hands of a Grand Master. Mong is a Grand Master Terran. Absolutely disgustingly good. Dark Templar spawning, Dark Templars doing some small work, but all getting killed. Mong is almost out of money, but his absolutely humongous army is just smashing through all that Protoss real estate. It's no longer free, because it's dead and gone. Carriers, one last final stand, getting target fired. One carrier goes down, trying to get number 2, but they're too far in the back. Mong really is the GOAT Terran. Target firing, carriers flying backwards. Got some Dark Templars coming into the mix because there's a vessel on the scene right now. Interceptors are all dead and gone. Leebokgu loses the game in what seems to be an impossible turnaround that I did not expect would happen. Specifically not after Mong lost half of his SCVs to that drop. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mong is so damn good. So damn good. He boomed me. It was heard from the locker rooms after game number 4 as Leebokgu, in frustration, said, "He boomed me. That Mong boomed me. He got me. He's so good." But Leebokgu exclaimed as he said that Mong is one of the few players Leebokgu wants to play with during the offseason. Anyway, that's game number 4. Mong has won every single one so far. He has been displaying some of the most dominant Terran performances I've seen against Leebokgu pretty much since ever. I've never really seen someone be this dominant on Terran against Leebokgu. Usually Leebokgu wins 1 or 2 games or just 3 in a row, but this has been so extremely solid. This has been Mong against Leebokgu. There's one more game up in the chute, and I'm gonna do that in the next video, but so far Mong has been playing like a monster.